Right guys, welcome back to the series for another week of idiocy. So we are starting off with RX-8 Racer for a wet affair on Spa, and admittedly a laggy affair, so they could have played something towards this. But anyway, the car in the BRZ has just gone past is going to move across, see himself in the wall there, and apparently not using his radar too well. Lag could have affected that, but now we've got other people just zooming off there at Puan. So we're going to be up a few places. And then next up at 9, we are moving to our first of a few clips on this track. I don't like saying its name because I pretty much always say it wrong. But anyway, we have got two guys wrestling off the side of the track there. They're not the stars of the show here, although they are going to gift us some positions. The star of the show is going to be the Megane. So we're going to be swerving around here, blocking for no real reason. He's terrified of losing 8th place. And jumping ahead to the final lap, I don't condone this. But Bovacop is going to fail in his attempt to ram him anyway. But as we come across the line, let's just switch to the Megane and see how things are going. He's very happy with himself here. He's going to secure 8th. Or sorry, thought, because he stopped just before the finish line there. And then next up at 8, we have got Dana, and we are moving to Suzuka here. This guy was not too fond of playing fair. He's going to start in 3rd, keep that in mind. So I mean, it's just a real shooting himself in the foot effort here. So he's going to punt someone off there, lose a bit of control. And then he really doesn't like that guy. So he's going to shove him off. Perhaps there's some bad blood there. I mean, there's definitely bad blood, but perhaps there's some heat. So coming to serve the penalty, just about missing the track. We're going to serve that now 7-second penalty and get overtaken by just about everyone, including the chap he shoved off twice on the first corner, which is quite an accomplishment actually. And then we're going to try again, but the gods of ghosting are going to ghost him. But we're going to line him up here at the chicane coming up. We're going to just brake to make sure, and then we're going to swerve into him. It's going to backfire quite severely, and then he's into the wall.
What are you looking at, nerd? Huh?
And then his mortal enemy just carries on, and we are now in last. And then next up at 7, we have got Jay Devlin. This could have been accidental, we can allow that. I can only assume Jay Devlin stands for just Devlin. And this guy's got a 4-second penalty. Like I said, that's quite unfair, I would say. Now this bit was not that unfair to him. It was unfair to Jay Devlin, but not to this chap. So we aren't really playing too fair. We're going to run it very wide there. We now have a 7-second penalty. And then coming up to the left-hander here, we're just going to miss it completely in terms of braking and turning, and just shove Jay Devlin off there. So jumping ahead to the final lap, he's done an extraordinary effort here to finish in 7th. But let's just watch that. It's going to keep going down. 9th, 10th, 11th. And then finally he is going to come last because he didn't serve his pit stop. And then next up at 6, we have got established 1973. That gives you a clue as to his age. So we have some wrestling up ahead there. And then going into the Banky Boy, we're going to have, well, it was accidental for this chap. He's going to pick up a penalty as a result, and the guy's going to stay in front of him anyway. So as we come to now this chap serving a penalty for something unrelated, we're going to slow down and try and get revenge. We are going to manage to get revenge there, but at the same time, he's going to have to serve that penalty and pick up another one too.
He needs your legal advice.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
In this case, it's that simple. Just don't punt people and you won't get penalties. I mean, you do get them occasionally, but now we have to serve that another 4-second penalty, and going to get overtaken by the chap he tried to exact revenge on, and we're going to be all the way down into 14th out of 15 by the end of this, so that definitely worked out pretty well for him. And then next up, we are going to be jumping back to Fuji, and we've got Diffendaff here. Now this was that corner right there, if you can believe it, was what triggered the rammer vision to go on. This is a trademark thing to get you into the mind of the rammer. This is as far as you want to go, and then we're going to size him up, go for the punt, and achieve what was desired there. So we're also going to get a 5.5-second penalty. But jumping ahead, we are at the same corner, and he's going to lose control and then try and block Daff and end up in the wall. And then just missing out the top 3, we have got Shadow 977 back on the track, whose name I do not say. This chap on lap 1 here, he's going to somehow lose control of the car under braking the Subaru, and it's going to end up with a whole bunch of people catching up to him. Quite a bit of contact from behind, but he was slow on the racing line pretty much. And he's going to get overtaken by a lot of people. Panic stations here, as we are going to just choose violence with this silver Subaru, and it's only going to end up with him, well, A, not staying in front of that Subaru, and B, getting overtaken by all the other Subarus. So it's pretty much a Subaru spec race at this point, and we are also going to be in stone dead last. So it's another example of things not quite going to plan. And then next we are jumping to Trial Mountain. I'm getting the impression that the Subaru is a bit overpowered in Group 4, and we're going to use the push to pass on the Lancer there, and then later on he's got a 3-second penalty for that. He's going to be very slow through this corner, probably waiting up for the Mitsubishi. We're going to try and block him and only end up pit maneuvering ourselves.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So we're going to go from trying to stop 11th from being threatened to, well, we're just going to make that, and we are going to be in last place. So good job, well done. And then just missing out the top spot at number 2, we have got this Lambo, who is a bit off-road there. And we're coming to the end of lap 3 in 8th place, so it hasn't gone all that badly for him. But now as we come through this left-hander, it's going to be very, very slow, and it's going to allow someone to catch up. But of course, because it's a lower lobby, it's going to ghost.
Holy fuck!
And then just go straight into the pit wall. So, I mean, what's could have been at worst 9th is now going to be, well, grounding the pit wall. So there maybe is something wrong with his controller, but it's also going to mean that he is in stone dead last. And then taking the top spot this week, we have got B White the Gamer. We got this Weavy car up in front here, who really doesn't want the Mercedes to get past, probably the best in the straights. He's going to try whatever he can to stop that from happening. So let's jump ahead. Now we're coming up to Indianapolis. Got a 2-second penalty for our efforts there. And now as we come up to Arnage, we're going to sort of just move across and end up pit maneuvering ourselves there. So we're going to get reset. We've already lost a couple of positions, and we're going to start losing a couple more, because as we hit the throttle, we can hit it a bit too much. And then let's just have a go at restarting. We haven't got any more positions to lose. We have got one more spin to do. So we're also going to give up at this point and quit the race. So yeah guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, can you like, if you're new on the show, go ahead and subscribe. Submission tips are in the description, and thank you very much to my patrons whose names you're seeing on screen right now. And I will see you guys in my next video.